weekend in New York. A person who's never gamed. You're amazing. Thank you for joining us. Excellent. I'm really excited. You're going to be the main character. I'm going to try to keep you alive. I'll do my best, all right? So reach in here. I'm going to be using the gender pronoun Shakespeare originally assigned. Let's see who you get. Oh, the saddest little goth girl in all of the kingdom. I present a young maid who knows a lot about herbs, but cannot swim. Ophelia! Ophelia, if you don't know, she's from Hamlet. And her and Hamlet like totally had like a little fling thing, but then his dad died, and then he like treated her like dirt, all right? That's Ophelia. She's probably about 15, but we're supposed to pretend she's like 20 if we have, I don't know. Anyway, but you are going to be Ophelia. You are sad. You have been wronged. Now, we have to choose her highest and lowest stat. We don't have time to roll for all of them. What do you think her highest stat would be?
Charisma.
Charisma? Excellent. We'll give you high charisma, meaning you're charming. Yes, I believe that, actually. I believe that. That is a high charisma right there. Unfortunately, we have to also decide the lowest stat. What do you think would be her lowest? Strength, constitution,
dexterity.
Dexterity. Oh, we have a lot of things. All right, strength. Constitution. Dexterity. Constitution. Constitution is how healthy you are. So if you have a low constitution, yes, I know. If you all have a low constitution, you probably had COVID like 7 times already. So, all right, so that's bad if you come across a like poison or any like venomous creatures. Be very bad for you. So, our highest charisma, use your charisma. And Ophelia, I'm going to give you a present. I've been doing this show for about a year and a half. About a year ago, I came up with an idea. I started going through my complete works of William Shakespeare, and I started finding objects in Shakespeare plays, and I turned those objects into magic items for D&D. So I made a deck of 54 cards, each one of them a different object from different Shakespeare plays. You get to use this magic item once when you think you need it most. I hope you get something good. You're probably going to need this. All right, what'd you get? What'd you get? Oh my gosh, that's huge. Okay, this is incredible. All right, from Richard III. At one point, you know the famous cry, a horse, my kingdom for a horse. You've heard this? At one point, when you are blooded, you can sacrifice something of value to you that will summon a spectral horse and take you to safety. But you have to sacrifice something important to you. Ah, yes, very nice. This could be bad, but it could save your life. So remember the spectral horse. All right, excellent. So, here we go. It's about time to play the game. Excellent. So, I'm going to have you just hide over by the window, if you would. Maybe behind the curtain. Excellent. I'm going to introduce you. You'll know when to come out. Are you ready for the tragic and woeful tale of the sweet and charismatic young thing, Ophelia? My good gentles, may I transport thee to a place not of sunshine and glee, but a place of rain, darkness, and darker hearts. I change these boards before you into the castle Elsinore. Upon this castle, there be many men with many swords who make many bad decisions. And one of the most hurtful decisions was not steel, plunged, or poison sapped, but a heart broken. You see, for a young prince, Hamlet was oh so cruel to a young maid. A young maid I present now, in all her sad state. Ophelia! Oh yes, Ophelia! Tears streaming down her heart, calls out to the gods. Why would they forsake her and break her heart so? Let's hear you. I want to hear some more.
It's good.
Oh, my lover! Why have you forsaken me?
Ophelia has left the castle. She's headed out into the woods, and before her is a raging river that runs through. Now, as we know, Ophelia looks into this water, and she sees an end to the pain she feels. But she also sees her reflection. And so Ophelia looks into her reflection, and she realizes these tear-stained cheeks. Let's hear you.
Oh, so beautiful.
She realizes she's still beautiful and that he is the idiot. Unfortunately, right as she comes to that realization that maybe there's beauty inside of her, whether or not Hamlet saw it or not, a creature smells human flesh on the wind. A beast, fierce and maligned. Let's see, who wants to be our monster? A horrible creature, yes. A dark and disturbing creature. There, hiding in the woods outside. Reach in, pick any card you want this one, and find somebody fun. You see, death might have found Ophelia, but a shadow has found her. A chaotic, evil creature who has one power: to drain the strength from the living. This shadow comes out in the night. Yes, oh, dark, yes, look terrifying. Shadow, smiling in the night, comes behind Ophelia. Now, Ophelia, I'm going to give you a perception roll to see if you sense something around. Just roll it on the stage. Make sure it says on the stage here somewhere. 10 or higher, and you sense something about her. A 12. Ophelia sees something in the reflection. She senses something behind her. She turns, and there she sees a shadow before her. The shadow says to her with a pointing dark finger, a terrifying silence. Now, Ophelia said, "What do you want from me?" And the shadow said, with a question mark, "To kill you?" Now, this may be the opening that Ophelia needs, because the creature's not sure if it wants to kill you, as illustrated by the question mark on the end of the question.
Oh my.
What would you say to this creature that may...
Never had a friend before.
Ophelia, shunning Prince Hamlet, has made friends with the darkness. The two of them decide there be a better land for them, a place far away where young men cannot break their hearts anymore. So they head off into the night. Now I ask you, do they head eventually to the High Elves' kingdom or to the Goblin Lord's realm beneath the earth? Either one.
Goblins!
Elves?
The goblins!
You see, I'm going to ask you a decision. Do you get lost and not know whether you're heading, or do you head purposely toward the Goblin Land? They decide to go somewhere happy and joyous, where there are people dancing in the streets, to a Mayfair perhaps. The maypole they will dance around with all its phallic representation. They will dance, but the two find themselves in the craggly peaks of Inverness. Now, Inverness is known to consume humans because none have come out and ever returned. And even the shadow is scared. Look at that. And the two of them make their way through the winding crevices and rocks when there is something else there with them. They hear it in the distance. They hear a horrible noise. It's all around them. Who shall be the next beast? Excellent. Excellent. With the facial hair. Come on. A guy who dressed up with the Ren Fair in a suit. I love it. Okay, all right, you're doing this one. Okay, you're going to be the next creature. Reach with your left hand. Find the beast. You're there in the mountains. These two. Oh, okay, excellent. All right, you feel the earth rumble under your feet. Something big because there is what's called an Umber Hulk. An Umber Hulk is a tunneler. It tunnels under the earth, popping up. It has mandibles on its face, huge claws. Looks like basically a giant insect. And you can attack with claws on hands or mandibles on your mouth. And you've been sensing steps, like the creatures in Tremors. And so you're under the ground and you sense their steps. Now,
Graboids.
the higher you roll, the closer you land to them as you come out of the earth. A 5. Down the path in the distance. Up bursts the creature from the earth, which makes a horrific, unholy noise. Good shadow. Good Ophelia. What do you wish to do? You can run. You can try to talk to it. You can fight it. What do you want? Because it's slowly coming closer. Ophelia says, let's talk it out. I'm excited to see this. What does Ophelia say? Does the Umber Hulk fall for this? A charisma roll is a persuasion roll. All right, you roll a 13 or higher. The beast has never heard such sweet words. A 12 or lower, it's infuriating. Oh, an 11, so close. If you saw, for a moment, the Umber Hulk thought, friends sound nice. But then it turns with claws and mandibles smacking and striking. Please do that more, that's awesome. Good. All right, good. What do you want to do? Too late. You get your own. What do you want to do? Attack with claws or face?
Claws.
With whom? Which one of them?
Shadow.
Interesting. All right, good. And so, with claws, you have to roll an 8 or higher. 5! Very nice. Looking for the shadow. The shadow. And Ophelia dance about. But it's still here. It's your go. Run, attack, fight, speak again. What do you want? And so a dexterity roll. Unfortunately, the slowest of the two of you has to roll. Ophelia, unfortunately, you have to roll a 14 or higher to escape.
You can do it.
You got this.
You got it. Woo!
We're gonna use you more. Sit down on the bench. So you make it away. You make it to a clearing. You make it through the to the part of the mountains. But now you know it could still be coming after you. You see, the path continues on, or an opening to a cavern on your left. Which way?
Forward.
That's what you wish. The two agree a pathway, or they head out onto the pathway, and they make their way. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately for them, actually, they chose correctly. But on the pathway, there's another person, alone, with a blade in hand, frightened, because they were not alone till recently. But now they stand there with blood on their shirt, and yes, dagger in hand, afraid, reaching with your left hand. Now let's see what character you get. Unexpected. Because one of the darkest villains in all of Shakespeare stands wretched before there. With a curved back, I present, shivering, afraid, but still darkly evil. Richard III. Now, Richard, you see this young woman and her shadow coming this way. Here's a choice. You can attack them. You can let them know, like intimidate them. You can pretend to be a friend. What do you want to do?
Attack them!
What does that mean?
I tried to talk to
Think you're nice, or to intimidate them? You want to intimidate. Richard III, alone in the mountains, covered in the blood of his comrades and the soldiers that were protecting him. Now steps before Ophelia in the shadow and attempts to intimidate them. Now, Ophelia, it's another man trying to make you feel small. We shall see how this goes. Let's hear what Richard says to Ophelia.
you. Me. Yeah. Oh. I got a sword. I've seen the likes of you before. Never again will I bow down to that.
The shadow gives snaps up to Ophelia. Excellent. Now, these two are not going to back down. They may attack you, or it can be fight. You can apologize. You can run. What do you want to do?
I'm so sorry.
Richard finally has a woman stand up to him. And no one takes that before he's down on his knees. And so Ophelia apologizes. Richard III apologizes to Ophelia. It's your choice whether or not to accept it. Then decide whether or not you think it's genuine. Let's embrace murder. And sends the shadow to do her bidding, which leaps forward and claws Richard III to pieces, who screams horribly. I'll go move that aside and sit down over by the window. Wow. So the two best friends have now done murder. But night is falling, and they know the cavern probably is the safest place. The storm is coming in. They move just into the mouth of the cavern, not far at all. But it's not long before they're in there that they realize things have gone horribly wrong. In this place, the sounds are terrible. And unfortunately, they have made their way into the goblin land. Here there be beasts abound, but here be treasure as well. You know of this place. Ophelias have heard of a place where there are jewels as large as a fist, and those jewels, they could grant you independence from all men forever. Because in plays, you have to get married, but not in this one. Not this one. With money and your power and your own shadow, the two of you would never need anything. Do you risk going for the gold and the jewels? But there will be creatures. There will be creatures.
Risk it!
Go for the gold.
I have bad news for you. Because you head down further into the cave. There's a luminescence glowing on the walls, some sort of bioluminescence, but you make your way down deeper, and you see at the end of a hallway such treasures, such riches, that no one person in their entire life could ever spend them all. The shadow's even gleeful. Trying to forget the horrible murder it just did for its friends. Because right now, standing in this hallway, coming out of the ground, first the Umber Hulk has found the weapon. Okay, wait, the higher you roll, the closer you want to that. Comes out of the ground and from a distance. But from that same hole emerges a creature so terrifying that stands between the gold and you two. Not another character from the bard, not the beasts, but the boss. The most dangerous, deadly, and fearsome creatures in this story yet. I present the boss. I would like to choose the darkest one I can find in the audience right here. I chose a fiendish man with tight pants so sexy you can hardly look him in the eyes. Choose, let's see what the boss is. It's going to be you and the Umber Hulk doing this. Yeah, there's a view in there. Pick your favorite. Yes, I do not doubt it. Down in the bowels of the caves, guarding these jewels, the Umber Hulk and a jackal-were. A jackal-were is like a vicious kind of jackal and human. It's bipedal. I'm going to show you all. See, that's the jackal-were right there. The jackal-were howls with lust for blood. A howl that sounds more like a pained cry. Excellent.
He's quite hungry.
Now the jackal sniffs his way around the caves. Get into the animal part of it. Good. Find your animal. Making vicious, barbaric beast noises. Unexpected. Good. And this beast crawls about in the darkness with perfect eyesight. It sees not only Ophelia, but even in the darkness, sees the shadow. And the Umber Hulk is finally caught up. Unfortunately, the jaguar has dragged the body into the cave with it. I'm so sorry, yes. And you are now an undead creature along with him. So your minion. Now, here we go. This is going to be the final test. The final test. Because we know the jaguar will attack. You two have become dear and bosom friends. It's between a little, a jaguar, and a small, decaying human jaguar. Shadow and Ophelia. If you make it through them, you will make it to gold and riches beyond your imagination. But if you do not, it's too late. They will devour you both. Our final roll of this show will determine whether or not Ophelia is taken in, devoured, and lives her final moments in pain and agony in that cave, or whether or not you defeat the beast, make it to riches beyond your dreams, and you're the most generous and benevolent friend ever. I will remind you, you have one special item.
Oh yeah, how about that? Oh yes!
Ophelia has fallen on the shadow! The one being who stayed with her!
For you.
Yes! She turned the murderer and now she abandons her friend! Alright, so here we've now got it down to this. If you win the roll, kill them. If you win the roll, the horse comes. You escape, but not only do you escape, you're able to take that horse through the cavern, defeat them, take the gold, and away you go with the saddlebags filled with gold and jewels. If you win, you get to either let your friend go or kill her before she leaves. Here we go. Here's the join us, they said. And so, the final 3 rolls, which will determine how this goes, because Ophelia just totally effed off and just wants to take off and leave her friend and I. Very good. Umber Hulk, the higher you roll, the closer you get to the back. Okay, before we do that, I just wanted to say that. Before we do this final roll, you all, this is my first time ever coming out to New York and doing shows. I'm having so much fun. Thank you for making me feel welcome. I started this show about a year and a half ago, and now I get to go around to schools and libraries. I've got kids knowing the stories to Othello and gaming and stuff, and it makes me so happy to share that with other people. If you enjoyed it and you want to say thank you in a way that helps me be able to keep doing these shows and traveling around, come down, drop something in a basket, and get some cool merchandise. Because for any $5 donation, you get one of these Dungeons and Shakespeare D20 shaped pins. They've got a pen and a sword crossing them. I burn them myself and set off all the smoke alarms in my apartment. Also, that banner back there, a friend of mine painted it by hand, no computers. And I liked it so much that we had it shrunk down and made into magnets. So for $5, grab yourself one of these magnets, that exact banner. And I really did make a deck of Call Magic cards, and I thought they were all gone. There are three decks left. Every card of these has a different object from a different Shakespeare play, and my brother did all the art. I'm really proud of them. There are only 3, so if you aren't down to get them quick enough, I also have them at dungeonsandshakespeare.com. I'll send them out to you. Thanks for having me this weekend. I'd love to come back again. Let's hear it for the darkness and violence we're about to see. Will a friend betray her shadow? Will the shadow let her go or kill her before she goes? Or will they all die with the Umber Hulk, who has very bad spatial recognition? Here we go. The final roll of this show for each of you. First.
Wait.
The new evil union. Step forward as you roll. Whoever rolls highest gets this. What do you roll? You roll A? Oh! He's almost a 17 and landed on a 3. Chances are you do not win this day. But I've seen things happen. Next up. Ophelia. Rolls highest. A 9, which means, so far, you are escaping this day with gold and riches. Unless your friend that you would abandon comes forth. You see her leaving you. You believed in her. Oh, you see, the shadow is so mad it can't say anything. Yes. There you go. Here we go, final roll. If you roll a 10 or higher, you win this day. You kill them, and you can either join evil forces or just sadly walk out with a Charlie Brown walk. Okay. But if you roll a 9, the two of you are tied. You have to settle this on your own. You roll lower, you are out of here. Okay? Don't leave yet. We shall see. Do you kill this person they call themselves your friend, or do you let them go? Darkness reigns, Ophelia is no more. The reason I wanted to start doing these shows is because I wanted to play, I wanted you all to shine, I wanted people to be heroes. Let's hear it for them. Take a bow. Thank you for having me. Come down and grab some stuff. This is how I make my living, and I feel so blessed doing it, bringing joy and having fun like this. But mainly I want to say, let's stop worrying about whether or not we seem strange and just make our story amazing. I love you all. Thank you.